on the tropics. Definitely going to be impacting our weather over about the next 72 hours as we do start to see this system move more north. Now those chances are rising over the next 48 hours for that development. Now at 80%, 5 days at 90%. Now the system currently just hanging out down near the Bay of Campeche. But again, this is going to be tracking up north. And so this is Invest 92L right now. Those sustained winds at 25 miles per hour actually starting to pick up on that speed. We're expecting it to move northern in the Gulf, but heading into tomorrow. So earlier today, it was just about 2 miles per hour, starting to gain a little bit of traction at this time. But that name is expected to change by tomorrow, Friday, into Tropical Depression number 3 or Tropical Storm Claudette, dependent upon how that strength is doing. Now, as we take a look higher up, as you see these winds, this is going to be those yellow bars right there. This is where we're starting to see a lot of that activity taking place. So a little bit of a center low starting to form. It's starting to get a better look to it, making it look a little bit more organized, that tight look to it, but also you can see more of those thunderstorms just off the right side of it. So with this counterclockwise rotation, we're still starting to see some of that shear and also that dry air starting to move into it. So that's why this side is looking just plain right now. Not really seeing much there, but just a lot on the other side. And that's what we're going to be interacting with heading on into the weekend. Now, still starting to see that with our water vapor too, seeing a lot of that dry air move into it, a lot of moisture on the other side. And that's really what's going to start to push up closer towards home heading further on into the weekend. So let's go ahead and look at the models. Now that it's starting to get a better developed, models starting to get a little bit more in agreement of it. Now here, seeing a lot of those push further off towards the west. So normally this is also a good thing, but a bad thing because the strongest portion of these storms is going to be that front right quadrant. So that front top side of it. And that's what we're going to be seeing here locally. But since it's so early in the season, this could be that tropical depression, tropical storm at most, and it's going to be weak. It's going to be sloppy. So we're mainly just looking at a rainmaker here locally with also that increased surf. So let's go ahead and look at one of those models. This is going to be the European model, one of the better performing ones. So this is what we're going to start to get a better idea of. Heading further on into this evening, seeing it move northern, and by tomorrow, heading further on into your Friday. It's starting to look at more of that traction. Looking a lot more impressive with that center low there too, but a lot of moisture on the other side of it. But also this is a very wide system that we're seeing. So that's just that sloppy look continuing, heading further on into your Friday evening. Here locally, by Saturday morning, a lot of that rain still just staying further off towards our west. A lot of that moving through New Orleans, but then seeing some of that track just further back towards the east by later on your Saturday morning. And that's also, if this is a storm, when we could have that possible landfall. But really we need that to get that center low more organized and get more of that traction before we can have a better track on it. Now heading on into your Saturday evening is when we're expecting more of that rain. So also flooding concern around this time, continuing on into your Sunday, when we will even have another system push through for your Tuesday. So covering those rainfall amounts, one thing that we're looking at for the system and one of the things that could be a local impact, 3 to 4 inches right here is what's showing up on the European model. Be careful what you see for that GFS one, showing a bit of a more wet pattern. But this is about what we could expect heading further on into your weekend. Now beach flags right now, yellow. We're starting to see that rough surf, expecting that to bump up Friday and Saturday. One of the local impacts, dangerous surf, most likely going to be seeing those double red flags heading into the weekend. But for your full 7-day outlook tomorrow, your Thursday, it's looking great. Sunny skies. It's still going to be hot by the afternoon, so make sure you're being careful. Wet into your weekend, especially Saturday and Sunday, your Father's Day, I know. And then by next week, we do start to get more into that summertime pattern with temperatures in the mid 80s. Byron.